We are looking at an update on the possible indictments of Adam Schiff and Letitia James. New York State's Attorney General Tish James is, and Adam Schiff, now the senator from California, but longtime House of Representatives member. The special prosecutor, special attorney, Ed Martin, who's been appointed by the DOJ to look into both of those cases, was spotted checking out Tish James's home in Brooklyn on Friday. He went out there. This is the home. She's got a couple of problems. She's got one home that she said was her primary residence, I think down in Maryland, which it isn't. She lives in New York. She's the New York State Attorney General. But she said it was her primary mortgage because you can get, the allegation is, you can get a more favorable interest rate or mortgage rate if it's your primary residence. And the allegation is she lied in order to do that, which is mortgage fraud. Her defense is it was a mistake. Virginia, I keep mixing up Maryland and Virginia. Her defense is it was an honest mistake, and I had disclosed to the mortgage broker 2 weeks earlier that it was not going to be my primary residence. That's one of her problems. Another of her problems, and by the way, this is not the complete list because she's also getting investigated for abusing the system in going after Donald Trump's business. That's a separate inquiry by the DOJ. But before we get there, we've got the inquiry into whether, in getting this house in Brooklyn and a mortgage on that one, she lied and said that this building has 4 units. Because the truth is, we are told, it has 5 units. It's a 5-unit dwelling. And she is accused of buying this property, 296 Lafayette Avenue, and misrepresenting it again on her mortgage applications as having only 4 units, not 5, which allowed her to qualify for loans with better interest rates and lower down payments. So Ed Martin, the DOJ's Ed Martin, goes out there and kicks the tires on her home. Do we have that video? I thought I saw that here on our list. Yes, here it is.
You tell me why you're here.
We're interested in the houses.
You're not interested in the houses. We know who lives here.
Is this like Second Empire?
It's just a track house. That's what all of these things are.
I know, but when was it built, you think?
They're built before 1899.
Oh, so, okay.
Why are you being so disingenuous about what you're here for? You're not here about
what business is of yours, nosy neighbor?
Here. It's my neighborhood. It's my block. I have a right to know what you guys look like. You're
happy.
No, you don't.
Capacity.
I'm just happy to be on a block looking at a house.
That's not true. Why won't you be honest?
No, he is happy.
Well, why won't you be honest with me about what you're doing? You are acting suspicious.
Oh my God.
In front of my neighbor's
I'm
home,
just looking.
and you're not telling me what you're doing. That's not true.
Interesting houses. It's an important house.
I don't answer to you, bad dye job lady. What? Say again?
Can you imagine what she was like during COVID? I mean, she was probably walking around the supermarket, did you touch that cantaloupe?
Yeah.
Why aren't you wearing gloves? So many Americans learned to be junior detectives and cops in the last few years, and now they are underemployed.
Ed Martin needed to give her the line my mom used to give me when I was little, which was, stop crying or I'll give you something to cry about. You're next. Shut up or you're next, lady.
Mind your own beeswax was my mom's term.
I don't answer to you, you cretin. Shut up. Leave me alone. I'm Ed fucking Martin. I'm here to investigate the Attorney General, but it's none of your damn business. Go read the New York Post like everyone else. He's a little Tish James defender out there trying to cross-examine Ed Martin. Okay, sister, you're a real tough guy. Having said all that, I do appreciate the questions because, I also want to know the answers.
I thought they showed endless good humor with her. I mean, she was pushing it. She wanted them to lose their temper. And there was somebody filming. Remember, you always forget whenever you see something like that means there's somebody that you're not seeing holding up a camera. And she was performing for that person and trying to get their goat, and they weren't buying it.
And she wound up on the Megyn Kelly Show, so good for her. But do we think that we will likely see indictments, because grand juries right now in Virginia and Maryland, the 2 jurisdictions where she conducted this nonsense, and maybe Brooklyn as well, I don't know, are currently weighing criminal indictments for James and Schiff, respectively, over the allegations, because he's accused in Maryland of doing something similar, declaring the Maryland home his primary residence when it wasn't. He lived in California. So both of these two got second homes, said that they were primary mortgages, and are under investigation right now. Do you think we are likely to see indictments?
Yes, I do. Because the supposed felon, Donald Trump, the 34-time convicted felon, was convicted for a process crime, a documentary crime, misfiling his payoff to Stormy Daniels. In other words, it was a paperwork crime. And these are paperwork crimes, which actually are a little bit more in the fraudulent sense because they save money for the people. And it isn't just an attempt to look good or whatever Donald Trump was doing. And so why not? I mean, game theory suggests that if you play tit for tat, you stay even. Why let them get ahead of this process? Why not make them 34-time convicted felons too? If that's the way it's going to be, that's the way it's going to be.
There are rules. Here's Ed Martin himself on Sunday Morning Futures on Fox, speaking to the visit that he paid to Tish James's home, SOT 24.
Well, you went to Letitia James's home this week. You were in New York.
Yeah, look, I'm a prosecutor, and when I do these cases, I was in Newark, actually, New Jersey, for some meetings, and I went over to New York for another meeting, and I went by there. One of the referrals is about that property that she has, is a very prominent neighborhood in Brooklyn, and I wanted to lay eyes on it. I think most people, if you're prosecuting something, you're careful. I didn't go there and announce it. Some woman came storming up and shooting video and talking to me, but I wanted to see the property, and there's a number of other aspects of these cases where you got to get a sense of what is actually at stake.
Do you have a grand jury in these cases?
Let me say, when you get a criminal referral, one of the tools you have is a grand jury, and I'll leave it to you to infer what I mean.
So, yes.
Yeah, the answer is yes. I mean, they portray everything Donald Trump does as revenge, but doing it second doesn't mean you're taking revenge. It just means you're evening the scales. I doubt she would be in this situation, okay, if she had not prosecuted him in the way she did. At the same time, our politics is going to either settle down or it's going to get really petty. And it's going to get really petty for a while before it settles down, is my prediction.
Okay, there was another visit to one of Tish James's homes. This one was paid by the Daily Caller to the home she has in Virginia. So it's like, I can't keep track of all her homes. This is New York State's public servant, by the way. She's got the home in Brooklyn, which she said was a 4-unit dwelling, which is really a 5-unit dwelling. Then she's got the home in, again, Virginia. And that one, she said, was her primary residence, but it's not her primary residence because she lives in New York. So presumably that's a third home because I don't think she lives in that Brooklyn home. And here's what happened when the Daily Caller, when this story first broke, went out to take a look at that home down south.
Hi there. I'm a reporter with the Daily Caller News Foundation.
Goodbye, you're trespassing.
I'm sorry.
Trespassing. My kids are around here.
I understand. We mean no trouble. We're just curious who the occupants of the home are,
Don't worry about who's occupants. That's none of your business.
Well, there are connections. There are connections to New York Attorney General Letitia James.
That doesn't matter. You're trespassing.
Are you related to Letitia James?
Do you know her?
You're trespassing. Go in the house.
Do you know Letitia James? No? Okay.
You're trespassing.
No comment. Thank you, ma'am.
Don't pull up to my house no more.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. You have a good one.
It's gonna be problems.
You will. Be well. Hello there, ma'am.
No comment, you're trespassing.
No comment?
Yeah, you're trespassing.
Okay, well, who lives here?
You're trespassing.
Who lives here, ma'am?
No comment.
No comment. Okay.
So that was the Daily Caller trying to figure out whether Tish James lives in either of these properties that could be her primary residence. At the first property, they found, well, at both, they found that James does not appear to be even a resident of either home, much less have it be her primary residence. One neighbor of the first property they went to told Daily Caller that he believes a black woman and children inhabit the home, which had a basketball hoop in the driveway, but did not recognize Tish James when shown a photo. A second neighbor commented only to say that it's not the lady from New York. So it's not Tish James living there. At the second property, none of the residents of the neighboring homes knew much about the inhabitants, but it doesn't seem like anybody recognized Tish James. I'm sorry, Walter, but like, if you are going to be placed in a position like Tish James has as Attorney General of the United States, by the way, same rules for James Comey, and you wield that power in a way where you are satisfying your own personal or political vendettas, you deserve every ounce of pain you get once those enemies themselves are empowered. And it's not that crimes can be made up, but unless your business is squeaky clean, you're going to get it and you're going to deserve it.
She's a lawyer. She's not only a lawyer, she's a lawyer for the public. You know, she's an officer of the court and she's a representative of the people. And she's playing it this way. That she has extra responsibility. She has a duty to be worthy of those offices. And she's a bad landlord too. Did you see that yellow house? That thing needs a coat of paint. I mean, I would be embarrassed to own that house if I was the landlord and be renting it out.
She's got other attentions like Donald Trump. That's what she's worried about. That's why she salivates when she looks at 40 Wall Street. Oh, I can't wait until I seize it. That'll be another place where I can commit another mortgage fraud. She denies it all and demands proof. So what do we think the effect of the sparring between President Donald Trump and the Fed is going to be? Can the Fed take the right action at the right time? Do we trust in that? Or are we going to be looking at a potential economic slowdown as they slow roll any of their moves as they worry about his tariffs? And what exactly does all of this mean for your savings? You might want to consider diversifying right about now with gold through Birch Gold Group. For decades, gold has been viewed as a safe haven in times of economic stagnation, global uncertainty, and high inflation. And Birch Gold makes it incredibly easy for you to diversify some of your savings into gold. If you have an IRA or old 401k, you can convert that into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold, or just buy some gold to keep it in your safe. First, get educated. Birch Gold will send you a free info kit on gold. Just text MK to the number 989898. Again, text MK to 989898, and you'll start the process of just getting the 411 on what it means to own gold. Consider diversifying a portion of your savings into gold. So if the Fed cannot stay ahead of the curve for the country, at least you can stay ahead of the curve for yourself. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.